Hello, hello. Happy Wine Wednesday and happy St. Paddy's Day. Happy Irish Pride Day. Fun fact, I found out earlier, late last year, earlier this year, whichever way you like to think about it, that I am actually part Irish. So super excited about that. I did Ancestry.com and 23andMe just to kind of see how they both line up and what's coming through. So it was pretty similar feedback from both sides. So British, Irish, Scottish, all like came in that little bubble. So super excited to like be able to honor my Irish pride on this day, knowing that I have it. So that's pretty cool. But anyways, today I wanted to hop on here and give you some like ideas for how to make wine cocktails for St. Patrick's Day and what to do for that. So let me know, are you a cocktails kind of person? Do you celebrate this day? And if so, how do you? For those of you who might not know who I am and we're just now getting introduced, I'm Tiara, aka T, the Wine Diva. And I have worked in the wine industry for quite some time now, probably close to going on, I believe, like getting ready to go on 6 years here pretty soon. Time is flying. And one of the perks of this job and like working in this industry is the amount of wine that I get to taste, but also just like being able to play around and kind of figure out what tastes good, what plays well on the palate, what pairs really well. And so a lot of questions I get around wine are how do I pair and how do I make cocktails and all of that, or how do I make something taste even better or at least taste good? And it all kind of goes down in the same vein as pairing, right? So you want to put like flavors with or you want to like create like a completely opposite kind of thing to balance everything out. When it comes to creating a cocktail, now it depends on like what are you looking for? Or what I like to kind of point out. So like, do you want something that's bubbly? Do you want something that's still? Do you want something that's sweet? Do you want something that's robust? Do you want something that's light? Do you want something that's like heavy? Like all these things kind of go into play when you're creating your cocktail, right? And so for St. Paddy's Day, we know the cocktail's got to be green. First things first, the cocktail's got to be green. So how are you going to make it green? So there are a couple of ways that you can do that. You can do that by like different liqueurs or liquors. You can do, let's see, like Midori. You can do a melon liqueur. You could do apple pucker. All of these things have a green tint to them that you can add to your beautiful cocktail. Now, if you're going to do that, you have to also realize what do they taste like. So melon, if you don't like the taste of melon, probably not the base that you want to go with. If you don't like the taste of apple, probably not the base you want to go with. Midori, kind of on that like melony kind of flavor. So like if you don't want the tropical, don't go with that, right? If you just want it to be green and you don't really want to add any sort of flavor, then maybe just adding like a couple of drops of green dye, like food coloring, is going to be where you want to go. Now, also knowing that if you want to make it green, then you have to also have it be a clear or clear-ish cocktail to start off with, and then you can add those green elements to it. So whether it is a white wine, I recommend Pinot Grigio, which has a very light hue to it, but also it's also very mild in flavor. So if you want to amplify that apple pucker, Midori, melon ball, whatever flavors that you're adding, if you want to highlight that, then utilizing a Pinot Grigio is going to give you that light flavor so that you can kind of mask the drink. You can also, add vodka if you want to, right? And now if you're trying to go with like the traditional Irish libations, then we have like whiskey and we have like Guinness. We also have like Magner Cider. So Magner Cider, you could probably die with any of those things. You might have to knock it up a bunch. So like Magner's being a hard cider, I would recommend utilizing the apple pucker, right? Because Magner's apple pucker, apple with apple, we're going to have a good time. Yes. You can also do, It just like left my brain. So like Magner's also has different flavor profiles. So you could totally get like a pear or get like, what's the other one? I think raspberry is like something that's out there now. If you want to do that, or if you want to do like the like Bud Light, like back in college, it was always like Bud Light with a bunch of just food dye in it, and that's what it was. And there you go, boom, there is your Irish cocktail. But I'm trying to get you a little bit more elevated than those experiences. Those were left back in those days, and for me at least. So I'm trying to like look, I'm like, what is at my bar? What do I have? And I will definitely be doing a live and just like make a little cocktail later on inside the A Bubbly Life community. If you're not a part of it, I invite you to join us. As of right now through April 2nd, it's only $11.11 to join. So $11.11 a month to be a part of this membership community. We have so much fun. We talk about different ways to live a bubbly life, including living in your purpose, including doing tarot readings, including Reiki healing, all sorts of good stuff. So I invite you to join us over there. This week, we actually have an EFT practitioner coming and doing a tapping session with us on Friday. So that's going to be super amazing and wonderful and awesome. So I'm so excited for like what we have in store in that community. It's going to be amazing. So like I said, I'm going to be making a cocktail off of whatever I have lying around, but I also have a class in like I take that back, 7 minutes. It says 3 on there, and I'm like trying to do math in like 7 minutes. So cocktail time is not quite yet. But yeah, so just like starting with your base. Is your base going to be something light that you're going to play around with, or is it going to be something heavy like Guinness and have a stout or an Irish whiskey? So if we're going to stick with like the Guinness and the Irish whiskey, knowing that really that's kind of where you want to stay. If you want to have a whiskey drink, then making like a hot toddy is like really where I'm at right there. Like, so adding some hot water, adding some lemon, adding a little bit of honey, boom, there you go. That's all you need to do. If you want to like try to like fancy it up and get some green in there, you could take a little bit of that honey and put it around the rim, and then get yourself some like green edible glitter or edible sugar and like dip that in there, and then it'll stick, and then you have like a cute little green rim, and then it's all fun. Or you can get like little accoutrement like straws, or the little guys that like hang on your glass that tell you which glass it is, and all of that, so you can play around with that. If you're going to go with the Guinness side of things, I learned yesterday there is I think it's called a black velvet, where you do half Guinness and half bubbly. I personally, that does not sound like a good time for me, but to each his own, to each his own with that. But you could totally play around with the levels of the bubbles versus the Guinness if that's something that you want to try, especially if you enjoy bubbly and if you enjoy Guinness, knowing that Guinness is probably going to overpower your bubbles. All right. So if you know that you want it to be a little bit lighter, a little bit more of that like bubbly texture, upping the amount of sparkling that you're going to add and lowering the amount of Guinness that you're going to have. And there's your little Irish bubbly cocktail. We talked about whiskey. We talked about making just like a green cocktail with all sorts of different green liqueurs. So those are my 3 little tips for you. Let me know if they were helpful. Let me know if you're going to try any of them to celebrate your St. Patrick's Day, or just celebrate any day with a little bit of green Irish flair. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your evening, and I hope to see you inside the A Bubbly Life community. I love you so much. Mwah. Cheers.